With every day that passes, we are getting closer to the opening of the Jurassic World VelociCoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure. The park says it's opening summer 2021, but what could that actually mean? Let's check in on some of the latest changes around the area, including additional sound and lighting tests, multi-train coaster testing, new lockers, rumors, and more in today's news update. You know things are getting close because the height requirement for the ride has been added to the board at the front of the park. Here, kids can see if they're tall enough to ride even before the ride is even open. The VelociCoaster's height requirement will be a minimum of 51 inches tall or 129.5 centimeters. Around the coaster, some changes have been made to the front of the Discovery Center, including some new coats of paint. The Jurassic Park sign has been brightened up, and the support columns are now much less orange in favor of a more natural tone. While the new coaster is set within the Jurassic World universe, most of the rest of the land is remaining themed as Jurassic Park. The ride's main entrance, which is located in this area near the Discovery Center, has been testing both lighting and fire effects in recent weeks. Torches can be seen on either side of the main entrance, below the two raptor statues on the roof. Inside of the entry, LED lights can be seen pulsing with color. The main entrance's sign seems to pulse with red as well at regular intervals, which is expected to be tied into the ride's story somehow. In aerial photos, we can see that the ride warning sign has been installed. Decorative fake plants have been added to the queue and station building. Some of it is hiding equipment on the roof, while the fake vines help to make the structure appear older than it is. The VelociCoaster has been testing every day, usually with multiple trains at the same time. Not only can these tests be useful for making sure the attraction runs smoothly when it opens, they are necessary to put each train through a set number of hours of operation before they are signed off as safe for guests. It looks like filming has been taking place during testing as well. Interviews were being filmed this week using the coaster as a backdrop. And new footage, including a partial POV, can be seen playing in the new Universal Studio Store that just opened in City Walk. The bypass bridge that leads from Lost Continent to Jurassic Park, bypassing the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade, has been open lately to help with the crowds during spring break. It has been rumored that this new backstage gate off to the left could possibly be used for additional extended queue in the early days of VelociCoaster's operation. Behind the gate is a newly poured slab that connects to the bridge, and the bridge leads directly to the attraction's entrance, making all of this potential extended queue. Around the waterfront area, it looks like fans have been installed to help keep guests cool while waiting in line. Catching the coaster testing from this bridge, you really get a sense of just how powerful this thing actually is. And it feels a whole lot bigger when you're standing under it. More fake plants were also added along some of the outdoor seating area here at the Three Broomsticks, where the coaster passes by. The bypass bridge leads directly to the VelociCoaster's entrance, which is currently blocked by work walls and plants. At the end of the bridge, you have to turn right, towards the main Jurassic Park area, since the ride entrance is blocked. Here you're greeted by a pair of Velociraptor statues that guard this area. These statues were recently painted to add their finishing touches, making them look like aged bronze. Lately, they have been testing a new music loop for the bridge and waterfront area, featuring music from Jurassic World. The rest of the Jurassic Park areas still play their original loops. The walkway between the main Jurassic Park area and this Jurassic World VelociCoaster courtyard and bridge has been landscaped to allow for the increased foot traffic. Plants have been removed and cut back on both sides, removing a bit of the unkempt jungle feeling that it had before. The screen-used Ford Explorer from the original Jurassic Park film that was here has been removed to make even more room for guest flow. On the other side of the path, fossil displays along the exterior wall of the Discovery Center have been repainted, and they are now much brighter and have a somewhat metallic shade. And speaking of the Discovery Center, new lockers for the VelociCoaster were installed on the first floor. These lockers are located near the lower level entrance, so they can easily be accessed by guests before riding the coaster. Only the large, paid lockers are in here. Smaller, free lockers will be available inside of the VelociCoaster queue before load. All attractions at the resort that require lockers offer both a free version and a paid version in case your belongings are too big for the free one. The difference here is that the free ones will be located in the queue, so we can still use our phones and cameras while waiting in line. Lately, the ride has been testing with sound effects on. It's not yet known whether the trains will have onboard audio, although most people don't believe that they will. But the first scene after Turn 1 includes the sounds of raptors and the voice of Chris Pratt's character Owen. Raptor sounds in Owen can also be heard during the final turn for the end of the ride as well. In the paddock area, where the first half of the ride takes place, a few more fake plants have been added. Some have been placed along the ride's first launch, and more can be seen around the roof of the main building. At night, they've been testing a new lighting effect, where a spotlight shines down from the Warden Tower and actually follows the coaster train as it makes its way through the paddock. Since Universal Orlando has yet to announce an official opening date, everyone is making their guesses and placing their bets. We know that there were inspections scheduled for a few days ago for the queue. If it has passed inspection, that means it's certified for guests to enter. We do not know how much longer they need to cycle the trains, though. Some out there believe we could see team member previews by the middle of this month, April. I could imagine that they could spread it out over multiple days, though, to help with social distancing. These previews could even take a couple weeks. I'm just guessing, but I would hope then that we would be able to see some sort of soft openings or even pass holder previews in May. And while Universal Orlando seems hesitant about announcing an official date, I wouldn't be surprised to see an official grand opening in June. Now, of course, Universal tends to announce these things right after I post a video, so let's see how it goes. What do you think? Do you think the ride could open sooner, or are you expecting it to open even later than that? Let me know in the comments, and check out our last video for everything we know about the VelociCoaster to learn more about what the ride is actually like. If you like what we do, consider joining our Patreon for exclusive podcasts and more. Thanks for watching. See you next time.